nuts, I think, confused him. And the next one, please. Look at the goalkeeper. Furious. Absolutely livid. I mean, quite rightly, but you should bottle it up for the dressing room, shouldn't you? As it sails past him, look. Just for that, you're going straight to bed. Ah, muddy pitch. Don't know what came over me. Underhit it. Matron, pass me my revolver. Going for a walk in the woods. Now, you've heard of that phrase, last line of defence. Well, sometimes it's a thin, dotty line with great big holes in it. Thing to watch out for here, the people standing behind the goal. As he makes his desperate appeal to the linesman, appeal fails, he gets 6 months, they both look away. I love that plunging neckline. Now, here's a good example of number 9s shouldn't come back and defend, they're no good at it. But it was the heavy haircut which did it. A lighter, neater style would have made him head it the other way, but you can't turn your head if you've got the old Haywain atop. Similarly, you cannot command your defence's respect if you're wearing an atrocious tash. Yes, there's a mix-up. But how can you take orders from a captain who looks like that? Never mind substitutions, get the Gillette out. I dare say a less hirsute man would have cleared that ball. Here's another number 9 trying to help out. Gives it away. Not content with that, gives away penalty too. There he is. Get over. Roy McFarlane there is saying to him, what are you doing back here? Go away. Now, what can I do to liven up this rather dull 0-0 game? I don't know, give it to one of theirs. Oh, he's making a fudge of it. Tell you what, have a penalty, old boy. Over you go. Same match, more hijinks. What with that and the penalty back pass fiasco in the first half, the mystery of why Derby County aren't the force they once were, I think is pretty much explained. Oh, and of course, Robert Maxwell. Ah, some legends at work here. This, of course, Malcolm MacDonald crosses. Tommy Smith makes hash of it. Chris Lawler, own goal. A selfless act, this, because Tommy Smith used to get a terrible mood if he thought he'd had a bad game. So what happens here? MacDonald puts it across. Smith embarrasses himself. And Lawler says, no, that's not a mistake, Tommy. This is a mistake. His pride is satisfied. Ah, now, this one I'm not going to talk all over, you'll be glad to hear, because, well, mistakes like this, they're just... I love the goalkeeper who turns and says, why didn't he give the ball to me? As if that thought had never occurred to him. Here's another piece of appalling defending which we've put in the tape to show you you're not alone. Other teams do this too. Looked extraordinarily like Pat Jennings scored that goal. Not in goal, the man in the white shirt. Who he? This one's a bit of a freak, but it's worth it to see the Newcastle defender who ponders his future in the back of the goal. Could have had that job in a lumber yard. Come on, lads, let's get up and get on with it. Nothing a good spit won't cure. I like the way he reaches for the ball here. Would have gone out of play otherwise. Curiously enough, there must be something about that particular portion of Stamford Bridge which encourages meditation and devotional thought. On this occasion, the thought through Peter Osgood's mind is, I'm playing Man United. I can't believe how bad they are. Very rarely does a goal get a big laugh. Now don't be confused, this is not Torquay v Wrexham. It's Brazil v Scotland, and tragic Scotland come up trumps again. How dare that man take the credit for it? It was his fault, but it's all explainable. You see, as the ball comes in at high speed, all those Brazilian attackers put him under pressure. The night this game was on Match of the Day, the audience must have been enormous. Everyone remembers this. Sandy Brown, setting the standard by which all other own goals are surely judged. As they say, he doesn't miss those. He launched himself and found the one spot the goalkeeper simply couldn't get to. Comedy of errors may be an overworked phrase, but this goal is also notable for a Lionel Blair-esque piece of choreography on the line. You'll notice it's Dempsey gets the final touch to make it an own goal. But watch that natural-born striker, Billy Bremner, who merely has to give it a brush to send it in. Not our Bill. He wants to blast it. But misses. Peter Lorimer shows why he's worth over 60 quid a week. Now, Luton v Plymouth is always a classic fixture. Good, humorous own goal, topped off by goalkeeper with his boot caught in net routine. And the kids' faces showing what a fun family game football is. It is at this point that the six makes his mind up he's going to pay the goalkeeper back for that lousy tip he gave him in the Tazarowicz. A double X feature, this one. First, the unsavoury back pass. Then the 10 gets his reward. A hug from Kenny Hibbert. Always well up in the Bears bum lookalike awards, Kenny. More famous faces here, and a Queen's Park Rangers defence showing what happens when you do your training in Billy Smart's circus. Now, believe me, that manoeuvre was not as easy as it seems. No wonder the boys look proud of themselves. Lesser defences would have cleared that ball, not the Rangers. This one's a blunder by old Frank Lampard, or as they called him at West Ham, old Frank Lampard. Oh, you old tease 11, just do it. Is that Billy Bonds on the line there? I rather think so. Frank, sporting a disagreeable beard, looks up and with precise geometry gives the ball back to the opposing number 9. Wrong way, Bonzo. Burn. Burn. Just a little gag there, Hammers fans. Yeah, Wolves, that's better. Never get Wolves coming to Millwall in about 1969, and Derek Dugan had a bust-up with our big number 6, Tommy Wilson. And Tommy Wilson chased Dugan all around the outside of the pitch until Wilson was restrained by the officials. And at that moment, a fan leapt out of the stands and said, "I'll get him for you, Tom," and carried on the chase like a relay match. He was just about to catch Dugan when the referee blew for half-time. For some reason, this bloke responded to that and went back to his seat. Can't get that anymore, of course, and probably quite rightly. But I've always thought Wolves a bit of a lucky side. With a little help from Ardo of Holland, who scored 3 own goals in one game. That one was absurd and is celebrated by Derek Dugan. It's called taking the push off, mate, would you? There it is, gets down at the narrowest of angles and surprises, to say the least, his goalkeeper. Interesting angle on number 2 here, and by the way, they're all in the same half as well. Watch on the edge of the area. The number 2 can't believe his teammates can be so foolhardy. Have a look. Bald chap on the edge of the area. Thinks, what am I doing in a side like this? However, a few minutes later... Aye, aye, Baldy! I'd have said so. It comes crashing in, and this is the precise moment when Paul Daniels decided to give up football and go into the entertainment business. QPR. I've got no problem with QPR. I've always thought they're like a courtesy side, like a kindly old aunt that you can't feel too badly about. They're no trouble, are they? Now, I think they're taking all the fun out of football. This is not a school of thought, it's a fact. I mean, you can't stand up at grounds anymore, you can't swear at grounds anymore, you can't have a drink at grounds anymore. And of course, with the introduction of the back pass law, you soon are going to be denied seeing those wonderful, spectacular, inevitable own goals that, as I said earlier, all our teams are capable of. So the upcoming chunk is in celebration of that grand era which now may have sadly passed. Think of it as like one of those programmes they do on porpoises and penguins and whales. They're dying out. Let us love them while we may. Peter Shilton, now 15, hoofs it upfield. But don't worry, Hammers fans, you're safe with Walford. And McAllister. Of course, the ball, yes, it was going out until McAllister's trusty glove tipped it those few inches the other way. No wonder he's furious. With who? There it is, heading for the Ghostbusters sign. But who are you going to call? Your agent? Oh, I was hoping this one would show up. I was at this game. Millwall in the yellow, Crystal Palace in their foul and loathsome showbiz kit. Jeff Hopkins with the disaster. Listen to me. That's me screaming and shouting. How little I know. We eventually shared 7 goals, as they say, with Palace this day. Lost 4-3 to virtually the last kick of the game. But some consolation, this gave us the lead. And Jeff Hopkins, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now a very surprising mistake from Stuart Pearce of Nottingham Forest. At least, you may not think this is Stuart Pearce's fault, but Terry Wilson, who actually scores it, seems to think it is. Look at that. You should have been covering that, Pearcey, he's saying. However, if you look at the replay, you'll see that Terry Wilson does make contact with the ball, and the ball just creeps over the line. But what was Stuart Pearce thinking of? This is Lucky Wednesday again, and at first this looks like the most bizarre own goal of the lot. But on replay, watch as it comes off the Luton Six's face. Blame Stuart Pearce, I say. And while we're about it, here's another deceptive angle. At first it looks like your Commodore Garden Messi own goal. Paul McGrath, of course, but look how spectacular and what an effort it actually was. Pick that out. Now, what's this one? It's oh, now, come on. I'm going to have an argument with the people behind the scenes here. I told them to leave this one out. There's nothing funny in it. It just comes off of Eric Young's... Yes, yes. Now, grow up. Just because it doesn't come off the head of the boot...